Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We are in conversation today with the team of the film Stolen. Yes, the film that's been all over the world, getting rave reviews at various film festivals. And now, of course, it's streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Abhishek Banerjee, of course, is the lead star of the film, joins us. Karan Tejpal, debut director, and Gaurav Dhingra, producer. Welcome, all of you. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks.
Thank you, Uday. Thank you.
Let me get started with you, Abhishek. You've been all over the world, but अब भारत से जो प्यार मिल रहा है आपको, the kind of love you're getting now that it's officially streaming, how does that feel? And what's been your initial reaction to the response?
I think I got a little emotional on the day of the screening, and funnily, I entered the screening and the scene where I can't say that actually. It's going to be a spoiler, but basically, it's like the Stolen is for us the baby,
Yeah.
and now that the baby has been delivered to the audience and the critics, the kind of love they're showing, the kind of faith they're showing, that actually reaffirms our faith in the job we are doing. We're always wondering if film business is a very risky business. We are always wondering whether, whatever we are doing is going to really affect the audience in any way, move the audience in any way, entertain them in any way.
Yeah.
And when that starts happening, then you just start believing in yourself. So all the love coming my way is just helping me believe myself stronger. That's all.
Yes. Let me get you in here then, Karan. Next on, one response, one statement, one reactions that you've got that's really stayed with you. Be it all over the world, or be it, of course, through your screening in India and now the streaming that's been happening across the country as well.
Like Abhishek said, it's we've been very fortunate, and I'm really grateful for all the amazing things that have been said about the film and how people have sort of received the film. But the one moment that really struck out to me was very early in the journey of the film. We were at a film festival. Abhishek was there, Gaurav was there, Shubham was also there. This was in London at BFI. And after the screening, a man, maybe 65 years old, he got up in his seat and he said that, I cried. The last time I cried was 40 years ago. And now I have cried after watching your film.
Wow.
And thank you for, this emotion. And that's it. That's all he said, actually. And it was such a moving statement from a man who was 65 and probably seen a whole life almost. And so, yeah, I think that's the one that really stayed and stuck with me over this time.
Nice. Govind, for you, did the response at the film festivals really, of course, reinforce the belief that you had in backing this project? From Kerala to Venice to New York, it's really traveled the world.
Yeah, it's Gaurav.
Sorry, Gaurav. Yeah.
No worries. No, of course, it has been, of course, very heartening to hear all the response, and we are, as Katie mentioned, very, very grateful to everybody who's writing and supporting this film. I think the way I look at it as a producer to make films, in a market which makes 2,500 films, it's really hard to make something which is traveling like the way it is now. We were yesterday and today #1 in America. It's a global release, and that's kind of what the vision of the film from day one was, to have a global distribution for this film. And we said no to a lot of distribution offers from many countries, and until we found the right partner with Amazon, which is where we are now. So our focus has always been telling Indian stories for the globe, and to look at the response not only from India to the film festivals, and now America #1 is a huge thing. It's unheard of. I can't tell you how happy I am that this is happening. And I've been hearing from my friends in Germany, France, New Zealand, Australia, everybody's writing in from all over the world that they're seeing this, and there's a buzz about the film in their countries.
Yeah.
Um, so this is like our goal
That's
is.
great to hear. That's the power of course, the OTT medium. That's the power of the OTT medium that you start streaming not just in India but across the world immediately, instantly, and that's what's
Absolutely. I'm
happening with
going.
your film. And cinema is a universal language. Also, you have a backing of stellar filmmakers. So tell us about that. How Kiran Rao and Vikramaditya Motwane, Anurag Kashyap all came on board to present the film as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was also something again, which is unexpected to have such legends of people who we've idolized, all three of us,
Mhm.
like Kram and Kiran, and I know them for a really long time, produced films with them. But the way they came together and to support, actually 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and they said we really need to put their might behind the film and get it the visibility that it deserves, and went out on a limb to do help us put it out and get it out, get the word out. And they have like strong followings which they very graciously are using to help us, so
Yes.
I can't thank them enough. And all
Yes.
three of us are extremely grateful and in
Yeah.
debt for what they do, for what
Okay.
they're doing for our film.
Coming back now, to back when you got this film, Abhishek. I was reading somewhere that Gaurav was actually pretty surprised at how instantly you said yes. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it was COVID, so I didn't have anything to read. So they just sent me
Okay.
something and
उन्होंने मौके पे
uh,
चौका मार दिया, आपको कोविड में भेजा. Yes.
नहीं बात the best part about the film is that how quick the film just gets over, right? 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you will take that much of time to just finish the script. And that spoke volumes about, the kind of screenplay writing that this film was. And I was very impressed. And I had not written something like this. Sorry, read something like this. And I just wanted to be, comfortable with the gang. And when I met them, actually we became like a trio. We were like meeting very often. We would just chill and talk about how we're going to shoot the film, talk about casting and other stuff. And yeah, it just became like a journey with them. Yeah. So it was and that's exactly what you're looking for. You're looking to be around people who are as passionate as you. And that's what they are. So I was just lucky to that they actually thought of me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of COVID, you were one of the most trending stars, so I'm not surprised. Thanks to Patal Lok, it was,
Yeah, thanks
in
to
that
Patal.
first wave time, first lockdown time. I remember when it
I
released.
know.
Um, for you, very quickly before I get back in, Karan, Abhishek, how is it switching off and switching on? You're playing this very intense character in this film. There's some intense moments as we are seeing. Lot of course, you've done that in the past as well, in other projects of yours. How difficult is it switching on and switching off? From these intense projects, from these intense roles. Uh,
I feel it's very easy to switch on and switch off now that I have been like shooting over the past few years regularly and
yeah.
facing the camera and facing different characters. In fact, last year I was juggling between Veda's character and Stree. So here I was playing Jitendra Pratap Singh and I was playing Jana, and both are like extremely different characters. So,
True.
so I think I'm in practice. I'm an actor in practice. But having said that, there are some scenes and in every film where it takes time,
Yeah.
where also I feel professionally also you need to be in some scenes. You can't just go after the cut and start joking around. You need to be in that zone to get that day over. So I choose those kind of scenes where I really need to be in, more thoughtful of what I am doing. I think it's just that because during Patal Lok, I remember I tried that whole method of not talking to anybody and just being isolated and sitting alone and
Mhm.
not eating with anybody. I did that for 3 days and I got bored. And I realized that I can't function on a set where I can't like converse with people, communicate with them, understand what they're doing. Otherwise, you're just like, fixing everything for you and not you'll start blocking anything which comes to you. So to be a receiver, I think it's very important to be just, you know, uh, aligned with the team rather than just looking at yourself individualistically as an actor.
Okay, Karan, what inspired this project? Was it real life events? And is there a message also being sent out, at the end of the film? Of course, it's film is meant for entertainment, but is there an underlying message as well?
Yes, I mean, I think the message is something that I very seriously believe in. The film reflects on some of the fractures within our society, fractures of trust, fractures of belief, and I think that at the end of the film, I personally want to, as an artist, my belief is in trust for each other. In our society, humans are only at the top of the food chain because we have this incredible ability to trust strangers, incredible ability to trust systems, and I think that that you could say is the sort of deeper underlying message of the film, that it's the world is built on trust. And the genesis of this project that you asked is it's coming off real life stories. I mean, there's a few different stories that we have sort of interweaved into each other to create the story for Stolen. But the one that the seed of it was a WhatsApp, a mob lynching that took the lives of two young men in Assam, which was called the Karbi Anglong lynching. When I saw that news and learned about that, that's where sort of the kickstart for Stolen happened.
Yeah.
And also hope it compels in every individual to at least, question the kind of choice they will make, when they are in a situation like this.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's hopefully that travels through.
Okay. Nice. Abhishek, also, I have to ask you, do you sometimes still pinch yourself looking at your journey? How far you've, of course, come, lead star roles that you're doing, such rave reviews. I think just last night itself, you got an award for versatile and powerful performer of the year. I think I saw that on social media.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes still pinch yourself looking at this journey? From casting agent to, of course, doing supporting roles, now this lead star, successful box office and critical reviews as well.
Yeah, I mean, this was always a part of the plan, right? I mean, Delhi छोड़ के Bombay आया, मतलब यही करने आया था. That's what इसी के लिए आया था. But of course, you always visualize these things happening to you. You receiving awards, receiving whatever great reviews, and people knowing you, clicking photos. All of that is separate. Of course, you have always dreamt about it. But the beauty of this entire journey has been that I have started believing in hard work more than I ever have. And I'm a very lazy individual.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just telling myself every day that you need to work harder, brother. You need to work harder, because if you really hard work and you're like committed and you keep your mind in the right things, things will happen to you naturally and organically. I never planned Stree 2's phenomenal box office. I never planned Veda's great reviews or the fan memes. I never planned Stolen's release, which is I actually from Stree 2 and Veda, the next release I've had is Stolen. So I think it's the best release I could have had after that kind of major commercial success.
True.
So these things can't be planned. I think universe just gives you what you deserve, and you belong where you are. I think that's the kind of belief system.
And is it a constant learning process? Now, you're doing projects with Venkatesh Tegupati and other, I think Amitabh Bachchan, of course, as well. Are you constantly learning, and picking up as well when you're on set?
Yeah, constantly. It's a constant process. And every time, every day I see my performance, when I'm like, while shooting, you don't understand. But when you see your films and shows coming out, you learn a thing or two about yourself, and you try to rectify that in the next, project you are doing. And every project is basically an experiment. And I can never be sure. To be very honest, I'm so scared. The film I'm doing right now, Bagi Bechare, I don't know whether I'm catching the dialect right, whether the pitch of the performance is right or not. I'm so scared. And also because once what happens is when you get some great reviews in Stolen, you're like, oh damn it, have I like acted the best in Stolen, and is what I'm doing here is like diluted? So there are always these confusions and doubts, but I think it's good to have those. I mean,
those are
the
good
more
confusions.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I mean, I'm okay to be a bad thinking actor rather than being a good non-thinking actor.
Yes. Okay. Last two questions. We almost out of time from Karan and Gaurav. Karan, what's coming up next now. Interestingly, when you look at your filmography so far, you've assisted on projects like Three Idiots, Ferrari Ki Savari, diverse genres. This is a very intense thriller. What's next?
I mean, when you're assisting someone today, it's more about like obviously doing it's like a job.
Yeah.
And that's a very different space that I inhabited then.
Yeah.
I'm working on two projects, sort of soft working on two projects right now. One is a romantic thriller,
Okay.
Reversal of the Romeo and Juliet trope. It's set in a patriarchal world, in a taboo love story, and how the young couple navigates that world. And the other one is a horror about a same-sex couple trying to have a baby through artificial reproduction. These are the two sort of that I'm kind of slowly building and hoping to.
Very interesting themes that you're tackling, and more power to you for that, and good luck for that. Gaurav, last question to you. I'd like to ask you, of course, about what normally goes through the mind of a producer when deciding where to release a particular project. So as you were telling us that you had said no to some lucrative distribution offers and decided to go with Amazon Prime for this release of Stolen. What is the process in your mind? You look at each project individually on deciding which medium they're best suited for, OTT or big screen, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think each project, as you said, is different, and it has its own audience and its own market, and it will appeal to a certain kind of people and might not appeal to a certain kind of people. So you decide when you're in development, really, what you want to do with it, where do you want to, and you base your characters on that. Like we knew from day one that we actually wanted to do a straight to streamer deal. This was like me and Katie had aligned this. So our primary character would be resembling the audience that we were primarily going to reach. After Abhishek's character, and so it's all intertwined, I would say, in terms of how you write it, how you craft it, and who's it for. And why would you ask this question, why am I making this film? And if I'm making it, who will it appeal to? This is very critical right in the beginning. It's not something that you find it in the end. So we were very clear that we wanted to be on a streamer from day one. While the journey of the film is, when we went to the festival and we realized, wow, we should just also explore theatrical, because it is just an amazing experience to see this film in a theater with 7.1 and just a community just gasping, and there are moments of laughter, and just the community viewing has a special thing. But our goal was to reach the globe, find global distribution, and I think Amazon is the best partner to do that. So when we got that, and actually the EPs, our EPs, Anurag and Nikhil, and I remember Nikhil and me and Vikram being in a restaurant and on a rooftop restaurant, and they're like, "Do it now, call it." They were almost insistent.
They forced him to, do the
and I was
deal.
contemplating like how to do the marketing, and they think, no, they dialed the phone and they gave it to me. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, don't think too much. Come on, do it.
I think that's been validated now through the kind of response and the reports you're getting. All right. Well, let's leave it at that. My thanks to you guys for joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you,
Let's
Uday.
hope more people continue to shower you with this love and praise, and they steal your hearts with Stolen. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Uday. Thank you so much.